guys, it's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today we have a super fun one because we're going to be doing another version of my finishing series, I guess. Basically, I am trying to finish all of the series that I'm currently reading. It is more of a long-term project. It's not something I'm trying to do all in this video, but I've done a couple of other versions and we are back today because I've not been making very much series progress this year. My goal is to get down to 15 currently reading series, and I believe, let me just pull it up on my laptop, I believe I'm like very far away. I think I'm on like 22. Yeah, I'll put in a screenshot now, but you can see I am currently in the middle of 22 book series and I am 47 books away from finishing these series, so there is a lot there. You might notice there are a couple differences from last time. I've decided to DNF the Addicted series just because it's not my vibe. A couple other ones that I wasn't super interested in, I've also decided to DNF, just nothing crazy, just like I'm not interested in them anymore and like I don't want to pick them up. But we still have 22 I'm in the middle of. For this video I want to crack out kind of as many books as possible. I have a couple of short story collections on here, a couple of the Amazon short story collections, the Creature Feature collection and the Improbable Meet Cute series. These are both horror and romance short story collections respectively. I've got 2 of the Improbable Meet Cute and 4 of the Creature Feature books left, so I know that sounds like a lot, but as they are all under 100 pages I think this would be a really great time to bang those out and finish them off. And then also I have the audiobook for the next book in the next series, so this follows on from Next of Kin, which is like here, and I believe the next book is Next to You. It's like an interconnected standalone romance series. I did enjoy Next of Kin, not tons, but I do have access to the audio of Next to You on Everand, so I'm going to make use of that. And then also I'm very excited, the only physical one unfortunately is going to be Bad Blood and 12, the novella by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the final book in the Inheritance Games series. No, that's completely wrong. This is the final book in the Natural series. The novella at the end is 12 and that is the conclusion of the series. So we've got 4 from the Creature Feature, 2 more from Improbable Meet Cute, 2 from this one and 1 from next. That's 9 technically books, novellas, whatever we're reading this video, so I won't keep chatting for too long and hopefully we can bash out a bunch of series and make progress on my goals. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Hello, I have some updates on my reading, so I thought I would do it while I get ready because that is kind of what I need to do now and I'm wanting to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So ignore the forehead that you can now see, but I've been reading on my Kindle and I've actually finished 2 books so far, or 2 of the little short stories. I don't know if I classify them as full books. I'm not treating the series as like completely independent. I'm not reading like just the romance ones then the horror ones, although they will count as 2 series. I'm just not reading them back to back to back, but I finished 1 of the horror ones and 1 of the romance ones. Firstly, I finished Just for Luck, Just for Love, for the Luck, I can't even remember, the Luck one, the Ashley Poston romance book, and this one was kind of like a enemies to lovers. Again, it's just the meet cute, kind of just them meeting. This one was kind of a best man and maid of honor type of situation, and it was very much like the main character's best guy friend was getting married and she was kind of going on about how like she definitely wasn't like the girl best friend, but like she absolutely was. Like she was claiming to have no interest in the man, but like I don't know, it was just weird vibes with, I won't give it away, but like certain plot points made it come across as like feasible that she would be interested in him at points, and he wasn't even the love interest, which was what kind of made it weird to me. I just didn't really enjoy it all too much, and it really wasn't like Ashley Poston's other books I've read from her. Like her quality of writing is usually really good, but I actually really didn't like the main character in this one. I found her very much annoying, and the whole kind of way things went about with the main male character as well was a little bit dodgy in my opinion. So like overall it just really was a big flop for me. I gave it 2 stars. I didn't like absolutely despise it with everything of my being, but like it definitely wasn't good. So I was really surprised about that one because I have read from Ashley Poston before and I did enjoy her, and I am worried that this series is going a little bit downhill because the Christina Lauren one was the only one I thought was like actually like very good. But yeah, that was just a little bit of a flop for me unfortunately, and yeah, I really didn't enjoy it. Then for the Creature Feature collection I decided to pick up It Waits in the Woods by Josh Malerman. I've not read anything by him before. I knew he kind of wrote or did write Bird Box, so I was like interested in his writing, and this was a horror one about kind of a girl whose sister goes missing in the woods and there's kind of these rumours of this like creature that lives in there and kidnaps people and stuff like that, and it was very tense. The audiobook of this I thought was really good, because some of the like voice effects or like whatever she was doing, like it was scary, it was really creepy. So I thought this was super duper effective, and yeah, I thought this was a really good short story. I decided to give this one a 3.75, I believe. Like, it was good, it just wasn't like mind-blowing at all. I feel like a couple of the stories in the first collection they did, or the first one I read, the Forward collection, they were like really excellent. Like, I remember the N.K. Jemisin one and the Blake Crouch ones were like really like excellent short stories, and I feel like I was looking for that in these collections, but the only one that I've really enjoyed was the Christina Lauren one for the romance one so far. And like, don't get me wrong, the Josh Malone one was definitely better than some of the other ones I've read, like the other romance ones, but like overall it just wasn't incredible, mind-blowing in the way that I know some short stories can be. So it was just a little bit like, that one especially wasn't disappointing, but I feel like this collection as a whole has been a little bit disappointing, that's all. But I am going to continue on with the other short stories. I've only got, I believe, 4 left of the horror ones and then 1 left of the romance ones. I am halfway through The Royal Valentine by Soraya Wilson. This one is on my TBR for this month, so I'm very excited to get to it. And at the moment it's kind of like a princess in disguise falling in love with a regular guy type of situation, and I'm not oversold on the writing at the moment. Like, it's not anything that I'm crazy about, unfortunately, but I do still have some hope, maybe, we'll see. But yeah, overall kind of like mixed vibes right now, nothing to like write home about, I guess. And so far I wouldn't necessarily recommend these collections. I'd definitely recommend the Forward one, the sci-fi one, and then I'd probably just recommend the Christina Lauren book in the Improbable Meet Cute series, which is a little bit unfortunate, but overall they're adding to the reading goal and they're going to be knocked off my currently reading series, so that is always a positive. So yeah, I guess I will catch up with you hopefully later this evening, having finished, I mean, ideally all of the books in these collections. I don't know if I would pick up another one, to be honest, like another collection, because I know they've got a couple now and some more kind of like alternate genres too. But yeah, I will catch up with you guys when I have some more to say, and that is about where we are at for now. Good morning. I have quite a lot of things to update you on, actually. A couple of book related and then a couple of little bits I've hauled, also book related obviously, but I wanted to show you guys those as well. So we've made some really good progress, and I've actually finished up the Creature Feature Collection short story little collection, I guess, by Amazon, and yeah, I finished that all off. So that is another series ticked off our list, and there was actually quite a few that I had to finish off. I believe I'd only read 2 initially, so then we read It Waits in the Woods, which I talked about, and that was a 3.75. Then after that I kind of just went through in order that they were published, or like the order that they came up in the series, just so I thought I might as well. I read The Pram by Joe Hill. I didn't love this one, to be honest. This one was a little bit slow, and I think out of all the stories they were all so short, but this one felt a little bit dragged out and a little bit long, and overall I just didn't find it all that interesting. I believe Joe Hill is actually Stephen King's son, and I don't like Stephen King's writing from the 2 books I've read from him. I am open to trying more, it's just I haven't enjoyed him previously, so I feel like maybe that's why it's similar writing styles that I'm not enjoying. But I gave that one a 3 stars. I just didn't really feel too oversold on it. Then I picked up In Bloom by Paul Tremblay. I've read The Pallbearers Club by him, and I have 2 other books by him on my TBR, I believe, and this one I did enjoy. I gave this one a 3.5. It was definitely a interesting time. This one was more so kind of like a story being told to a character for the majority of it, and I liked the ending of this. I felt like this had quite a fun ending, and it ended in a way that I like a lot of short stories to end, where not everything's necessarily wrapped up super neatly, so that was definitely a fun addition, so I did enjoy that one as well. Yeah, like I said, that was a 3.5. And then we read Big Bad by Chandler Baker. This was the last one, and this is definitely a fun, more kind of classic horror one as well. I give this one a 3.75. I don't know if I mentioned, I did enjoy that one too. So we had kind of like a wide variety of ratings. I think overall for It Waits in the Woods, I think that was probably my favourite. I don't remember Ankle Snatchers too much, and I didn't really like Best of Luck, so I think if I had to rank them from worst to best, it would go The Pram, and then Best of Luck, and then maybe In Bloom, Ankle Snatchers, Big Bad, It Waits in the Woods as my favourites out there if you're interested. I enjoyed them all. I'd definitely be open to picking up more of the Amazon short story collections, but I think I would maybe not consider them a series and be a little bit pickier with it perhaps, because a lot of them are just kind of a bit mid for me. I'm also noticing that my eyebrows look really dark. I hope they don't come across too crazy on camera. I have made some good progress with another series ticked off, and I wanted to show you two bits. One was sent to me by a very lovely girl on Instagram who runs her own bookmark business and like little printed bits business on Etsy. It's Printer Cole, and I do have a discount for you guys. It's Jessie Reads 10 for 10% off, I believe, and she sent me some of her bookmarks. I just wanted to show you some of my favourites. I've got a couple in books dotted around, but they're actually so adorable. So there's ones that have like Cowboy Romance Book Club, and there's like little like admit one tickets here, and there's a couple of those ones. There's like one with my name on it that says Jessie's Book Club, and then we've got the Book Girlies Book Club. There's also Sports Romance Book Club, which is also so cute. We've got the Gorgeous Girls one, so we've got Gorgeous Girls love to read spicy romance books, love to read romance books, and love to read cowboy romance books. Haha, I love them. And then we've got another one for thriller books, and in my cowboy romance era, and in my fantasy era, and I've got a couple other ones dotted around that you may see in a couple of videos and stuff, but they are just so cute. So I wanted to share the link because she did give me a discount code for you guys to use, and I'm just so excited to have these. They're adorable. And now I've really upped my bookmark game because I love when they've got the tassels on the end. And also yesterday I actually went to London and I went to Waterstones. I am on a book buying ban. I have done really well for me. I've been on a book buying ban for just over a month. I got one book as a gift. I bought one book in a charity shop 2 days ago, and then I bought this one the other day when I was in London yesterday, like I mentioned. So overall that's pretty good for me considering I was buying like 10 books a month or so. I'm going to still continue on my ban, and I don't mind that I've just broken it ever so slightly. But I picked up a book that I've been eyeing for a while. There's a really gorgeous Waterstones exclusive edition of this one, and I've been eyeing it up for a while. I was worried that it would sell out, and I noticed that this author had been to Piccadilly Waterstones last week, so I was like, maybe she'll have signed some stock, so I might be able to get a signed copy because they didn't do like a print run with the signature in it. So I went in, I was looking around, I couldn't find any of the special editions at all. It was all standard edition, like no sprayed edges. And then I asked someone and they said they sold out, and I was like, oh my god. That I did see one in a bookshop like that we passed on the way, but that was like a long way back. And then as we were leaving, we literally left, and I noticed the window display, and I was just looking at it, and I saw this book with a little sticker on it that said Waterstones exclusive edition signed by the author. So I ran back inside and I was like, excuse me, please can I have the one out of the window? And they got it for me, and I'm very pleased because that is Babylonia by Constanza Casati. I do own Clytemnestra by her, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm very excited for it. But this is just a stunning edition. It's got the little kind of like tiger sprayed edges, and this is like a super historical fantasy. It's set in like the Assyrian Empire, I believe, and like Mesopotamian times and stuff like that. And I believe there's like 3 characters in a romance together. I think it's gonna be very dramatic, and yeah, it's just such a pretty edition, and I'm so happy that I got it. And I was worried it was gonna sell out, and I didn't really want to get it in the other bookstore that we saw because then I can use my Waterstone points and vouchers and such. And yeah, I'm just so happy to have this one. It's also like, I believe it's like a B format hardback. It's a slightly shorter one. I just think she's gorgeous. I'm so excited for it. So yeah, I'm hoping to get to this one over the summer, and maybe next month I can put it on the TBR. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this because I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to finish off the Improbable Meet Cute little series because I've only got one of those books left, and yeah, I'll catch up with you after that. Hello, I have a multitude of updates to give you. Some good, some less good. But firstly, it has been a little while, I can't lie. I have had potentially the busiest week of my year since I was like sitting my exams, because I started my placement this week for my placement year pretty much. So I've been super duper busy. I've been commuting to London, which is very long. I can work from home more now. It's just the first week obviously I wanted to be in the office and stuff, and I'll probably just do 1 or 2 days in the office from now on because it's about 1 hour and 40 each way, like door to door. So that is a lot of time, and it was making me very tired, and I was doing a lot of reading my first week, so I literally read nothing at all this week. But I didn't update at the end of last week when I did actually finish 2 books or ended my reading journey with one. So firstly, I will talk about Royal Valentine because I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I give it a 2 stars. I actually thought it was very bad. So this was a super generic like princess just wants to be a normal girl and fall in love with a normal guy type of situation, but I just found it overwhelmingly cringy. Like it was just so cringy, so generic, so uninteresting, boring. The characters were like just dull, and like the reveal was stupid, and there was like a 3rd act breaker in a like 80-page novella, which is like so unnecessary. I think the other one had it too. I can't remember. There was might have been another one that had it, but like I just can't deal with it. So boring, so dull, so uninteresting. And it was also like part of her other series. She'd done like a royal type of series, and these were like side characters in that, and I was just like, no, like let's not do that. Let's be original and actually come up with a unique short story. Anyway, that was a 2 star. disappointing. Then I was listening to the audiobook of Next to You, and I've decided to DNF it. I don't DNF a lot, and this is one of my like 3 DNFs of the year or something like that. I was just finding this boring. I didn't want to listen to it, which is I think a big red flag for me in an audiobook, because 1, it's so easy to listen to an audiobook. 2, I love to play my little iPad games while I listen to my audiobooks. And 3, I think that like I enjoy doing that, so why am I like not doing that? Because I don't want to listen to the audiobooks, I can't be bothered to listen to it, and like I can't be bothered to listen to an audiobook when it's like so low effort. It's showing me I'm not interested in the book. Sorry if I'm warm, by the way. It's like very hot in the UK and I've had to shut my window and turn off the fan so the audio isn't terrible. It was just really dull. I'm gonna actually get my like full little fan out. Oh, such a side note, I actually have had blood tests for, I think I have a medical condition which is partly related to me not being able to like regulate my own body temperature, which is such an issue for me. That was such a side note, but I feel like in every video I'm like, oh my god I'm sweating, oh my god I'm so hot, but I think that actually might be a reason for it. So that was such a side note, but yeah, I just was not enjoying it. And for me, like listening to an audiobook is like such a fun pastime. Also, side note, I think I'm going to get a Nintendo Switch, which would be so much fun for me to play whilst I listen to my audiobook. So if you have like fun cozy games that are more like not fighty, kind of like just like quest based but not necessarily like building things based, like I've had Cozy Grove recommended, like maybe things along those lines that I can play whilst listening to audiobooks, let me know down below. But again, I've got so off track again. But I did not like Next to You. I was finding the main character so cringy in like a not like other girls way, and I also wasn't finding the male main character attractive. This is such a like tiny bone to pick, but he had a man bun. It's just not for me, and like I couldn't move past that point because I kept picturing him with that man bun and I was like, it's not for me. So I did choose to DNF that book, and I was initially going to pick another one to read for this video because obviously I didn't get enough into it that I would have had like a lot to talk about it. But I thought because we have all the short stories and we have Bad Blood and the novella, that's like actually quite a lot to talk about. I think that's at least like 6 or 7 technically books or novellas or whatever, so I thought that would be enough for the video. Plus I do want to end this video tomorrow because I have been slacking on my uploads, having been super duper busy, and I didn't read at all this week. But yesterday I did finally pick up Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I was on like page 70 and then I actually read something for once and I got to page 194, so I'm like this much through now. I'm about 40% of the way through because part of this is 12, the novella. I'm trying not to skip to the end, but I know the novella 12 is somewhere in here. Okay, wait, here it is. There we go. So that much of the book is the additional novella, so you can see I'm pretty much almost halfway through. I am enjoying this one so far. It did take me a little bit longer to get into than the previous books, but I think that is just kind of from my mindset at the moment. This is definitely trying to wrap some things all up together. It's definitely a little bit more ambitious. Like I think my favourite in the series has been All In, but I look back most fondly with enjoyment on Killer Instinct, which is really random and really interesting. I don't know if that really matters, but I've literally tried to bring this to work with me every day this week and I've not read anything because I've been so tired, and I've just been sleeping on the train because I've been getting up at like 5:45. But I am determined to finish this one off today, and 12 as well. But to be honest, I don't have too much to say about it because it is like the final book in a series, so I don't want to spoil it. But I'm enjoying the dynamic. I was a little bit worried about a certain plot point happening with this series, but it doesn't seem to have happened, which I'm very glad about. Kind of like on the romance level, I'm very happy with that direction. And yeah, I'm really just liking seeing the characters all together, and I'm very excited to see where it goes because I feel like it's all going to tie together, but I don't quite know how. And we've got some cult vibes in here, which is very interesting, and I'm enjoying kind of looking at that. So I will catch up with you guys probably when I finished it, to be honest. I'm also using my little gorgeous girls thriller bookmark, and yeah, I'm just having a very fun time with it. So hopefully I should finish that off today. As I always say in my videos, Formula 1 weekend, so I'll be reading like in between quali and stuff like that, and hopefully I will get this one done. And also 12 today. I'm hoping to get the whole thing done today and then I can get this video up tomorrow, fingers crossed. I also am now off my bookbind ban because I am no longer without salary, which is excellent because I did a little mini book haul. I won't go too in depth because I do want to do like a full on like book unboxing haul because I've ordered some as well, but I will just show you the 4 that I picked up in the works yesterday. So in the 3 for £6 deal, I got This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I've heard really good things about her books, and this one seemed really interesting because it was like, well, like effectively £2. I do now know that this is the second in the series, so if you have read this one and the whole series, let me know if I do need to read the first or if it's just like loosely interconnected. Then I also picked up Better Left Unsent, which is by Leah Lewis, and I'm so annoyed when I took the sticker off. I don't know if you can see it ripped off like part of the film on the cover, which is very much not cute. But anyway, I have read another book by her and I have another on my TBR, but this one sounds a little bit like To All the Boys I Loved Before, where all her emails that she like leaves in her drafts like as a venting outlet and stuff gets sent out. So I think that sounds fun and interesting. And then finally, in a 3 for £6 deal, I got this one, which I've not heard anything about but sounds right up my street, which is the Second Chance Year, which is, I believe, she kind of has like a terrible year and then wakes up after New Year's Eve and it's like the start of the year again, so she kind of gets to redo it and stuff like that. So sounds right up my street. And then I also wasn't initially going to pick this one up, but I saw the special edition and I just had to. Like, I did enjoy the first one, but I didn't really think it needed a sequel. But we have 1,000 Broken Pieces, which I believe follows on from 2 side characters, I believe the siblings, in 1,000 Boy Kisses. But look at that sprayed edge. Is it not gorgeous? For £5 I was like, absolutely, I'm going to pick this one up. I've also not pulled off the sticker very well. That's so annoying. Anyway, you can see what a gorgeous sprayed edge. For £5 I was like, absolutely, even if I don't like it, it can just sit outward on my shelves. So I was very pleased about all of those, and I'm starting to sweat, so I'm going to turn off the camera and I'm going to read Bad Blood now. Hello, I have finished off Bad Blood. I still need to read the 12 novella, so I think I'm going to do that now, and I'm a little bit tired, so I'm just going to talk about them all at the same time. My makeup is like melting off of my face because of the heat, but yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But I think it's a 4 stars. So it is now the next day and I did indeed finish the 12 novella. I have similar feelings about both of these as a wrap up to the book, but I will talk first about Bad Blood. Overall, I did enjoy it. Like I said, 4 stars. I do really like this series. It's definitely felt longer. I don't know whether because the physical book was longer, so it felt like it was taking me longer to get through. I also, side note, this is like the perfect size book. It's kind of nice and chunky, it's great to hold. I love it. That's such a side note though. I did enjoy the story. I felt for some parts, especially as like a wrap up to the final series and like the final book, there's storylines going throughout the whole series and especially ramping up in the 3rd book that get resolved here, obviously, because it's the final book. I feel like the ultimate resolution happened very quickly and was wrapped up pretty quickly. I think we spent about 80% of the book, you know, leading up to everything, maybe about 18% of the book in the action, and then like 2% of the book finally wrapping it up. So it felt very awkwardly paced for me. I think I would have loved to have kind of a further insight into like the answers to the mystery and stuff, because I felt like it was a little bit rushed and I still feel like I don't fully understand what was going on. I feel like there was just way too much just like dumped at the end, and I feel like a little bit longer spent with it would have been a bit better for me personally, because it all just kind of climaxed very quickly and I feel like a lot of decisions were made quickly and events just occurred very quickly, and maybe it would have been better for some like further character conversations and why things are happening and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know this sounds very vague, but I'm trying to keep it as non-spoiler as possible. But I did enjoy it overall. I just think it could have been wrapped up better. And then we have 12, which I gave a 3.75. This is the final novella. It's not too long. It's pretty much bang on this long. And this I enjoyed, but I don't see the point of it. I thought this was going to be wrapping up everything. We're seeing where the characters are, but that wasn't really the case. It takes place 3 years later, but for a lot of the book, the characters actually aren't together. We get a couple of flashbacks to when the characters were like 11, 12 years old for like 1 chapter each, and then they're also dealing with like a current mystery. It almost feels like they're setting up for a spin-off show. Like, that's kind of what it felt like a pilot of a spin-off show, which is really, really bizarre, but like that's just the vibes I got from it. I almost felt like they were trying to set up new characters, but then like they didn't do that at all. I thought that maybe we were going to get some kind of nice, cuter scenes with like, you know, the other characters we have, but that didn't happen either. And I don't know whether this was setting up for a series of novellas, which I would have enjoyed, kind of them tackling other mysteries in like a shorter way. And I think as a standalone this was good, but I think this is maybe something that could have come in between the books and not been set 3 years later, if that makes sense. I feel like we could have had a couple of these interspersed of them just solving other mysteries, and the fact that it was 3 years later didn't really make too much of a difference to it. So like, I enjoyed it, but it just felt a little bit pointless to me, unfortunately. So it was a 4 and then a 3.75, which obviously isn't too bad a rating. So to conclude, we did very well with getting my series down. My goal for the end of the year is to be on 15 and we are now on 18, which is very, very good. We knocked off 4 technically. I know 1 was a DNF with the next series, unfortunately, but that's fine. I'm just happy to have it off the list. Then we finished both the short story collections, which were both overall good, but I don't know whether I'm going to pick up another collection. I might be a bit picky with it. And then we finished the Natural series, which I've really enjoyed, and honestly I could read more from this series. I think this one was published quite a while ago, so I don't know if she'll ever do more. Yeah, it was published in 2016. I definitely don't think she's going to be publishing anymore, but I would be open to reading more if she ever did. So yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy this vlog. If you did, don't forget to give it a like down below. If you made it to this point, comment a little clock emoji, because that's what's on the cover of this book, I guess. If you want to see more videos from me, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and then you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. If you want to watch my other videos, there'll be 2 on the screen now to pick from, as well as a learning tab in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!